What's going on, people? I had to do the video over because I didn't have no sound, and somebody had told me that I didn't have no sound in my video, and I had to delete it because I didn't want it to be up on my page, and you can't hear that. It don't make no sense for to have it there, and you can't really hear that. You know what I'm saying? So, um, what I want to talk about is that have you ever lived in your own hood, bro? Every we it's like you have certain people dependent upon you. It's like we as black people, so-called black people, we gotta rely upon each other. It's like we dependent on. It's like we have to. We supposed to, but it's like you ever got that part where people ask you for stuff and then you promised it to them and you didn't really, you failed it, and you like, damn, I hate to come out here and face this shit because I already had promised. In their mind, they like this. Damn, this motherfucker lied. But you really don't be trying to take it or do that. It don't be really be your intentions, I should say. But you go in so-called uh, East Indian man neighborhood, European mainly the number one, European white man. You go in their neighborhood, they don't have that problem with it providing for their offsprings, and even if it ain't their blood biological children, they still is of the so-called white race, and they can, all they gotta do is just, like it's different with the kids in our neighborhood. You see what I'm saying? When you promise we gotta like promise our people stuff, and when we promise it to them, then when that promise fail, then you end up like, damn, I can't afford it. Now I hate to walk out here in this motherfucker, knowing that you got to face these people. You see what I'm saying? And you made that statement. You didn't intend to break that motherfucker, but they don't forget. But see, in what I'm trying to say is, in the so-called European community, they don't have that problem. They can, they families in their neighborhoods and their children in the so-called European children, when in the white neighborhood, all the so-called white men, white woman, hey, they can just, well, I want this and I want that. The so-called white men, they have, they can get it. But in the African American community, once you pay your bills, once you pay your light bill, your utility, whatever kind of bill you got, phone bill, you barely can even pay your damn phone bill. And then you got a damn light bill gonna come on the 3rd or the 5th or the 6th. You know what I mean? Y'all know how that is. You're like, damn, I wanted to do it for them, but damn, this damn, I gotta catch this damn bill up. I got to figure out what the fuck I'm gonna tell them. What the hell I'm gonna tell them? What happened? Like, okay, we looking for our stuff. What happened? See, in the so-called European, in the white so-called white man neighborhood, they ain't got to worry about it. But in the black community, in our community, if you promise some shit, you better get you better make sure you know what you're doing. Because the African American children in our neighborhood, they ain't gonna forget. And your ass gonna have to walk about that, and it's gonna be like, hello, you remember what the fuck you said? And you like, you sitting there in your mind like, damn, I did say that shit. Now it's making me look like I'm a goddamn liar. You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man, that shit, man, that shit know what the hell you doing when you make a vow or a promise, boy. Because that shit, it would make but I'm saying all this for educational purposes, based upon experience, not what nobody told me. It's just my life and stuff. You have a desire is to reach out to your people. Now, if you're a so-called black person, you can relate to this. If you're not a so-called black person and you grew up rich and your families were slave owners and they owned everything and your ancestors, then you won't be able to understand none of this here. So that means this is not for you. You know what I mean? So I put it in that term. But more than likely, if you're a so-called person of color, and you come from a family that forefathers that your forefather was owned, your forefathers, our foremothers was owned by slaves, you know what I'm saying? Then you can relate to this. You see what I'm saying? Because in the slave owners, they drain us dry in our hood. You know what I'm saying? They um they have more, what I'm trying to say is people, they have more of the resources in their community. Because think about it, look at it like this, and I want you to look at this like this, and before you disagree. If you got a bowl of cornflakes with cereal, one has a sample in it. One bowl of cornflakes has just a sample in it. The other one is filled up to the brim, full of cereal, full of milk. You give one to one child, and you give the other one to the other community, and it's just a sample. Do you think a whole neighborhood can survive off that sample? Just think of a sample. You go in the store and you say, hey, taste this, it's a sample. Do you think you're going to get full off that one goddamn sample? Think about that for a minute. Have you ever ate you some food and you put your some in there, you only put a sample. The other person put a whole plate of food. Which one going to get full quicker? The one with the sample or the one that filled the bowl up to the brim? The one that has more in their bowl is going to survive more because they have more of the resource of the food to satisfy this stomach. The person that has a sample is not going, a sample of the resource of the food is going to be still hungry, craving, because they didn't get enough on their plate. And children complain about it all the time. The food, they didn't put enough on my plate, so I had to end up eating somebody else's, or somebody else ended up sharing their food with me, and that's how I got full, whatever. But if they don't get it, then the stomach gonna be like. That's the same way it is in the African American Black community. We're suffering from lack of resources in everything: transportation, education, everything. You see what I'm saying? Now, people will tell me, come on my camera, of course, and say, well, you can't just complain, use the white man's so-and-so camera to come on the so-called white man's internet to complain. That's what they quote unquote say, if you're Uncle Tom, whatever, and say, well, you got all the other chance. You can go out and get the same thing, the so-called white man. And a lot of people do this all the time. Oh, you can get it, just stop complaining, go get your job, and you can have the same thing the white man can have. You can own your business, you can own that. The white man ain't stopping you. The white man ain't stopping you. Like, oh my goodness. Okay, we get that you want to continue to be up under your slave master. That's what they're doing. One person got off, it's two people in here. So obviously, I'm just assuming, I'm not saying, they probably couldn't handle the heat. You know what I'm saying? I'm just assuming they couldn't handle the heat. And if I say, oh, he ain't speaking, because if you were saying something that they can relate to, then they would comment, or either they'll let you know. So obviously, they can't relate to it. So this message ain't for them. So I don't know. Now I might have it wrong. I'm gonna only know by your action, because the people watch me, know me, and know my face. And I don't know. I don't know them. No, I didn't say you. I'm just talking about the ones that can. I feel you, Brother Peter. Tell me the same thing. Yeah. People that can relate to it. People that can relate to, if your forefathers was taken into captivity, if you can bear witness, your spirit can relate to it, bear witness, Romans 8:16, then you more than likely you know what I'm talking about. But people that ain't that's not an Israelite, they won't be able to relate to it. They won't be able to relate. They can't do it, because your forefathers owned slaves and all that type of stuff, different things of that nature. So somewhere down the line, if your forefathers, if they own slaves, and you're a Caucasian person or whatever, so-called white person, you won't be able to relate to it. If you're an East Indian man, you won't be able to relate to it. If you're East African, you won't be able to relate to it. If you're Ethiopian, you won't be able to relate to it. You know what I'm saying? Because Ethiopians, their spirits are different. They're not going to understand this. Yeah, they ain't gonna understand. You know, they're gonna be they'll have you all over the place. They'll be basically debating with you. They'll say something like, "I don't believe in God" or something like that. You know, it's a certain thing, a certain spirit that's gonna be on them. Let you know, oh, okay, that's why he can't agree with it because he's from another tribe. He's an Ethiopian or he's a Hamite or something. You know, because you can tell. So yeah, man, they don't, and it just makes you feel crazy when you promise people things in your neighborhood, and then you're like, damn, I can't get this in. And you know who's responsible for all this? The so-called white, so-called Esau, Caucasian people. They are definitely responsible for our black community having lacking of resources and stuff. They definitely respond. They play a whole big role in that. Now we can, of course, we can get out and do the best we can and go to work and da da da, but we still have to go to them. But they are contributing to all of that. They are the number one contributed race of people on the top list. That's the reason why this society and this world is in the chaos that it's in. Yeah, that's what I do too. I stay away from the Esau. I stay away from Esau. I don't hold no conversation with them unless it's about like business. Give me some money. Give me pay. Like I'm like this same with Esau. Pay me my money. Give me what I want. I don't want. We ain't got nothing in common. Just pay me for what I work for and let me be on my way. I ain't trying to hold no conversation with you. I'm not trying to be your friend. I'm not trying to do. I'm not trying to be cool with you. No, I'm not trying to do that. Just pay me my money and let me go about my way. You go your way. That's it. Yep. Go about your way. Because you don't love me. They don't love us. Of course, we ain't looking for them. We don't give a damn. But you know, they don't. They'll tell you, "Oh, we love." No, you don't. Because if you didn't, just think about it. If the role was reversed, just think about if the role was reversed. If you flip this here in Esau, you put Caucasian people in the same condition that they put us in. You tell me they won't be speaking out. They'll be doing. They'll probably, yeah, they would. They probably would be hurt. They'd probably be killing themselves. But we got to one. We are the ones got to face the most, and we facing the heat. They benefiting off of it. Every time we suffer, and every time there's certain things that we can't get or whatever, they benefiting off of that. They getting a good pump. They getting a good lump sum off of the greater our suffering, the greater they benefit. The greater they benefits. But it's gonna come a time the roles gonna be reversed one day. You reap what you sow. Galatians 6 and 7 said, "Be not deceived, the Most High God is not marked. God is not marked. For whatsoever a man sows, that shall he also reap." You reap what you whatever seeds you put out. If you plant apples, you're gonna get apples. If you plant bananas, you're gonna get bananas. Whatever type of seed, whatever the seed, whatever that seed, whatever that fruit is, and whatever that seed is, that's what the fruit gonna be. If you plant cherries, you're gonna get cherries. If you plant grape seeds, that's what's you're gonna get grapes. If you plant mashed potatoes, if you plant sweet potatoes and all that type of good stuff and broccoli and stuff, you're gonna get broccoli. Whatever you put in the field and you water it, you plant it and then you water it, that's what's gonna come up. Yep. Yeah, but see, yeah, like they able to do stuff for their family members. They can. I guess this is all for right now. Ain't no sense in me trying to keep it out. But anyway, I do stay away from them, man. I do, man. Um, yeah, man. I mean, for what? Why would you want? Like they trying to get some people trying family, or they trying to get me celebrate 4th of July. I don't celebrate that. What is it gonna come with me? What it represents? If you look at all that's white supremacy. Yeah, all that's white supremacy celebrating uh, 4th of their I pledge allegiance to the flag and all of the United States. uh, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Man, that's stupid. What is justice? We don't even know what a justice is. Yeah. All right, man. Let me. I'll be back.